Alright, Chapter 1, Introductory Information of Theory of Operation. The scope. No, the Surface Life Extension Program has been implemented with the selected D75 tractor with the revised manual to design to help you operate with the both configuration of the D75 tractor. The major difference of operation between the non-SLEP tractor and SLEP or Surface Life Extension Program tractor is follows. Non-Surface Life Expansion tractor is equipped with either a model D3333 or a earlier model 3306 engine. These engines use glow plugs for cold weather starting, and in addition, there is no oil sampling for engine oil sampling. Valve for engine oil sampling. The Surface Life Extension Program is equipped with a later model 3306 engine with either the Star Aid system engine oil sample valve. The Surface Life Extension Program tractors may be equipped with a transmission oil sampling valve. Refer to the WWP200. Equipment description data. The further information verify the tractor you have. Type of manual. This manual is using performing operating troubleshooting manual for the Caterpillar Model D7F for the tractor. Equipment name and model number. The tractor, full tractor, low speed. The DED medium drawbar pulley Caterpillar Model DSF. The DSF tractor is active with the following configuration: tractor ripper, tractor with ripper, winterized cab, tractor with winch, tractor with winterized cab. Purpose equipment. The D7F tractor is designed for the dozing soil rocks with a clear land of the tree and brushes. The tractors are equipped with the ripper, the design of the dozing, also ripping soil rocks and asphalt and concrete. Tractors equipped with a winch designed for the dozing, also winch operations. Maintenance form and the records report. The Department of the Army Former's procedure review for the equipment and maintenance for the described in the DAPAM 738-750 Functional User Manual of Army Maintenance Management System is contained in the Maintenance Management Update. Reporting equipment and improvement recommendations. If the tractor needs improvement, let us know. The equipment improvement recommendations. You either the only with who can tell us why you don't like what you don't like about your equipment. Let us know why you don't like the design or performance. Put the standard form 368. Standard product quality deficiency report mailed to the Commander, U.S. Army Tank Automotive Armaments Command, 10 AMSDA ACNM, Rock Island, Illinois 61229-7630. Well, send a reply. Alright, general information continue. Corrosion prevention control. Corrosion prevention control of the Army is continuing with the concern that it's more important than any corrosion problems with the items to be reported with the problem corrected with the improvement that's made with the preventing the problem of the future item. When the corrosion typical is associated with the rusting material, it can be included in the deterioration of other materials such as rubber and plastic, unusual cracking, softening, swelling, breaking of the materials by corrosion problems. If a corrosion problem identified can be reported with the standard form 368 product quality deficiency report, use the keywords such as corrosion, rust, deterioration, cracking will ensure information of the corrosion prevention control problem. The form should be submitted with the address specified in the DAPAM 738-750. Ozone depletion substance. The no ozone depletion substance side of the manual used for the D7F tractor. Destruction of the Army to prevent enemy use. The destruction of Army material to prevent enemy use. To refer to the TM 752-443. Preparation for shipment, and then notify the unit managers to perform preparation of the storage and shipment procedures. Warning information. The SLEP machines are warranted by Caterpillar Incorporated. IAW warranty information recorded deficiency DA Form 2404, DA Form 5988E. For all defects in material workmanship to the supervisor. Alright, common name and official nomenclature. Belly pan for the crankcase and transmission guard. Dipstick for the oil level gauge. Engine coolant for the antifreeze ethanol glycol mixture. Rock guard for the tractor roller frame guard. Tractor roller guard. Note, refer to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers Y14.38/1999 abbreviation acronyms in addition. AAL is the authorization list. BI basic instrument. C is centigrade Celsius. CCA is cold cranking amp. CM is centimeters. COE as I is components end item. F is Fahrenheit. GVWR gross vehicle weight rating. IAW in corns width. KG kilograms. KM kilometers. KB kilopascals. KPH kilometers per hour. L liters. MM millimeters. PMCVS preventive maintenance check services. ROPS rollover protective structures. SLEP service life extension program. SU semi-U bulldozer blade end of work package. Alright, I believe we're on chapter 2. So Alright, equipment characters, capability, and feature. For the equipment data, note at the end of the work package for the machine dimension, weight, with the fluid capacities are the miscellaneous equipment data. With the D7F tractors, fully tractor, low speed, medium drawbar, pull machine designed with the earth moving construction operation, the pre-major assembly with the tractor section, center section, two side sections, center section, have the power source for the operator control of the roll over the protection structures. The two sides of the section consist of the truck frames. Track frames extend with approximately full length with the tractor. The tractor can operate in mud water deep to the top of the final drive with 30 inches. Features in D7F tractor, Caterpillar 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel, Caterpillar power shift manual transmission, neutral, 3 forward, 3 reverse speeds, and a transmission safety lock, operator station adjustable seatbelt, ROPS, canopy or rollover protection structure, canopy clutch operated with steering brake with a dual brake pedal with the brake lock lever, serve with the parking brake, 24-volt electrical system, NATO slave receptacle, front-mounted SU, semi-U, bulldozer blade, earth rear-mounted, ripper rear-mounted reverse winch, a winterized caterpillar and tractors operating with the outer condition. Tractors are procured in 1971 through 1984 have not gone through the service life extension program. The following features. Note, this non-service life extension program tractor has had its original engine replaced and if equipped with the later Model 3306 engine, the engine Model D333 engine or earlier Model 3306 pre-combustion chambers, glow plugs, and cold weather starting old style two-prong naval slave receptacle. Equipment characters, capability, and features on the Service Life Extension Program. Tractors have the following features later. Model 3306, a direct injection fuel system, either starting aid system, engine oil sample valve. Selected tractors may have the transmission oil sampling valve. F backup alarm. G new style single prong NATO slave receptacle and rear protective screen over the ROSP. Later Model 3306 engine either starting aid system, engine oil sampling valve. Determine if the surface life extension tractor to do the following on tractors equipped with a winch for a long look for the suffering R stamp and the serial number to data plate with the left of the rear of the machine. Tractor with a wrench designate sleeping tractor R. When equipment characters with the capability and features continue on the tracks equipped with the ripper to look for the surface car with a stamp on the serial number of the data plate in the on-site operation. So designates a slipper with a self-sweeper, surface level expansion tractor with a ripper with the R. Location, description, major components. 1. Front hood lights. 2. Lift cylinders. 3. Engine pre-cleaner. 4. Center floodlight. 5. Grab handle. 6. Fuel tank. 7. Toolbox. 8. Battery box. 9. Tilt cylinder. 10. Semi-U blade assembly. Alright, floodlights illuminate the work of the front of the machine. Lift cylinders ready to lower the bulldozer blade located on both sides. The engine air pre-cleaner prevent the debris from entering the engine air intake system. Center floodlights illuminate the track of the rear of the blade. Grab handles provide the handhold of the personal climbing of the machine. Fuel tank stores fuel supply with the engine operation. Toolbox provides storage for the tools other than items required by the operator. 8. Battery box enclosure for the battery for the damage. The new batteries are inside either and are easily accessible for servicing. Tilt cylinder used in conjunction with the braces of the right side. Adjusting angle for the bulldozer blade. SU blade assembly for the earth removing operation. Push block consist of the mold board. Remove the cutting edges and bits blade. And push arm with the connected blade with the tractor reinforced plate in the center of the blade. Used to push the assistant with the scraper. Pick up back scrapers. Scarifiers are attached with the back of the blade can be lowered and locked in place with the pins for the scarifying blade assembly control for the operator with the operator's seat. Alright. 11. Rear floodlights. 12. Rollover protection structure. 13. Hydraulic tank. 14. Blade tilt brace. 15. Tracks. 16. Final drive. And 17. Backup alarm. Rear floodlights illuminate the work area with the rear of the machine. ROPS rolls over the protection area of the operator hydraulic tank. Stores hydraulic oil with the machine. The hydraulic system fill cap and contain the dipstick with the oil level check. Blade tilt brace, additional adjustment for the blade tilt tracks, proper track for the tractor. 16 final drive provides power for the tracks. Backup alarm sound with the transmission is played for the reverse. Switch on the backup alarm. Adjust valve none. Service life extension program. Machines have no backup alarm. Location description. Major components continued. 18 winch, 19 drawbar. 18 winch driven with a hydraulic pump mounted with the engine. Auxiliary drive controls operated with the operator seat. Draw pin using towing compaction equipment, scrapers, etc. 20 is your ripper. Rear mounted implemented 3 shanks U with the loose and swell ribs with the hardened compact. The strip of the rib controls are often referred to the operator's seat. Are your dimensions: length of the ripper 287 inches, width and winch 232 inches, width of the dozer blade 133 inches, without dozer blade 105 inches, ground clearance 14.7 inches, height 121 inches. Weights, fuel, lubricants. With a winch and dozer, 49,400 pounds. With a winch and ripper dozer, 54,220 pounds. Capacity: engine, crankcase, filter, 29 quarts. Transmission, bevel, gear, steering, clutch compartments, 148 quarts. Fuel tank, 115 gallons. Radiator, 48 quarts. Idle drive, each 36 quarts. Hydraulic system, 112 quarts. Hydraulic tank, 88 quarts. Winch, 33 quarts. Forward, first for speed, 0 to 2.2 miles an hour. Second gear, 0.39 miles per hour. Third gear, 0 to 5.9 miles. Reverse force, first, 0 to 2.7 miles an hour. Second, 0 to 4.7 miles per hour. Third, 0.7 to 1 miles an hour. Manufactured Caterpillar Incorporated type, turbocharged 4-stroke cycle, horse power 280 at 2,000 RPMs. Engine RPMs 2100 idle, 260 low idle. Cylinders. Fuel system model D33, early model 3306, pre-combustion chamber glow plugs, later model direct injection. Transmission manufacturer Caterpillar type, power shift manual, range and sex selection, neutral, 3-speed forward, 3-speed reverse. Steering brake section, mechanically operated clutches, dual brake pedals, brakes, band type. Electrical system voltage 24 volts, battery quantity 12 volts each, 1200 current closed current amps 240 volts. 20 volts. 24 volts. Starting rate 24 volts. Alternator rating 24 volts, 50 amps. Manufacturer Heister. Weight 3,080 pounds. Winch. Power source hydraulic pump on engine. Auxiliary drive drum. Size barrel drum 12 inches. Flange drum. The flange barrel diameter 12 inches. Flange diameter 22.5 inches. Barrel length 12.37 inches. Wire rope 1 inch, 200 feet long. Manufacturer Caterpillar Incorporated. Ripper weight 7,515 pounds. Number of shanks 3. End of work package. Alright, we're going to continue. We're going to close this now. We're on theory of operation. I don't know. Let's continue reading. Introduction. The work package explains how the DS7 tractor work together. The functional description of equipment as given with the powertrain, engine lubrication system, fuel system, engine cooling system, steering brake system, electrical system, dozer hydraulic system, ripper hydraulic system with a hydraulic system, powertrain. Show the transmission, bevel gear, final drive, U-joint, torque divider, diesel engine, and track. The diesel engine of the tractor is powered with an air inline 6-cylinder diesel engine. Surface life extension program. The engines have direct injection fuel system. Non-service life extension program. Engines use pre-combustible chambers glow plugs. Torque driver. The torque driver can connect with the engine with the transmission. Torque driver will increase and decrease the torque of the engine depending on the load of the tractor working on. 3. The U-joint will transfer the power of the torque divider to the transmission. The transmission control for the speed of the direction of the tractor. At the point of the power transmission, operators control the power by moving the transmission selector of the neutral into one of 3 speeds of the forward or reverse. Bevel gear. The bevel gear connects the transmission and final drive. Final drive delivers the power of the powertrain and the sprocket on each side of the machine, which turns for the track. The track of the D7F has a steel roller type track. The seal with the lubricated the track tension. It may be adjusted by the operator. Engine lubricating system. Engine oil filter, oil pump, oil pan. Oil pan contains the oil lubricates moving the parts of the engine attached to the bottom of the engine block. Oil pump. The pump is located just above the oil pan with a crankcase for the pump drive that draws the oil for the oil pan, sends it through the oil cooler, then through the oil filter. From the oil filter, oil enters the cylinder block lubricated with the engine and the return oil pan with the filter oil, then sent through the turbocharger, return to the oil pan. Your engine oil cooler, oil sent through the oil cooler, it's lowered to the temperature. Engine oil filter, the oil filter removes the particle of the oil, which could cause damage for the internal parts of the engine. Alright, your fuel system. Fuel tank, governor, fuel injection nozzle, injection pump housing, secondary fuel filter, transfer pump, primary pumping, priming pump, primary fuel pump. The fuel tank provides the containment of the fuel stream with the fuel level, the gauge contained with the filler neck of the tank, the priming pump with the fuel system, primary fuel filter. Primary fuel filter removes the large particle from the fuel before it reaches the transfer pump. The transfer pump pulls the fuel from the fuel tank through the primary fuel filter, pushes it to one secondary filter injection pump, and the secondary fuel filter removes smaller particles from the fuel before it reaches the injection pump. Injection pump housing. Injection pump contains 6 fuel injection pumps with of the amount of the fuel injection nozzles. Fuel injection nozzle turn of the stream of the fuel and the fine spray which permits the combustion of the cylinder through the one nozzle of each of the cylinder. The governor is attached with the fuel injection pump housing is control of the amount of the need of the engine with the maintain with the desired engine speed. Governor is controlled with the governor control lever of the operation station. Engine cooling system, radiator, water pump, fan, engine oil cooler, transmission oil cooler, fan, radiator. The radiator is a filler cap with the permits for the adding of the cooling system to cool and circulates for the radiator to be cooled with leaving the cylinder block. Water pump, the draw for the cooling with the radiator sent through the engine oil cooler, then through the transmission oil cooler. From transmission oil cooler, enters cylinder block to cool the engine, then returns to the radiator. Engine oil cooler. Coolant passes through the water patch for the cooling oil, going through the oil patch for the cooler. The transmission oil cooler passes through the water patch to cool for the oil, going through the oil patch for the cooler. Alright, 5 with the fan. The fan is powered by the engine, helps lower the temperature of the coolant is passed to the radiator. Alright, steering and braking system. Steering clutch, lever, the steering control, lever, the steering clutch, and brake. Steering clutch, lever, serve the mechanical link with the steering control lever, the steering control valve, the valve is connected mechanically with the steering clutch, lever, the valve directly flow of the pressurized oil, respond for much of the lever, the steering clutch, one of the steering clutch for each for the track, the control steering with the tractor mechanically operated, each for the steering clutch controlled by the steering clutch lever in the operation station, when turning left, the clutch is released when the cuff of the left track to stop moving the axle of the pivot of the truck. Tractor to turn on. The same thing happens when turning right. Brake. The track of the two-hand brake for types, and one on each of the steering clutch drum, which are used to move of the track. Assisted with the steering of the tractor when the steering clutch lever and pulled completely out of the brake pedals are depressed and bands tighten around the steering clutch drums. Alright, your electrical system. Batteries are provided with the power of 3 circuit with the charging circuit with the starting circuit and the lighting circuit. And the two 12-volt batteries are connected with in a series to provide 24 volts, 1200 closed current amps starting power. Alternator 24 volts, 50 amp alternator internal part charging circuit provided with the current with the engine is running. Starting power. The part of the starting curve with the starting motor is used to turn the engine flywheel in order to start the engine. For a circuit breaker with the switch of the unit is open with the battery circuit with the electrical system expands to exceed with the switch when the rating of the circuit is open, no current flow through the electrical system. Battery disconnect switch. A switch that is controlled by the operator when this is in the opposition, the battery circuit will be open with no current will flow through the electrical system. The NATO slave receptor. You the operator maintenance personnel of the slave start tractor. Machine hydraulic system. Blade control valve. The valve is connected with the blade mechanical to the blade control lever. The valve is directed with the flow of the pressure for the oil response to the move of the control lever. The valve is located with the hydraulic tank. The tilt cylinder. Cylinder is on the left side of the machine control with the blade control lever. The lever is moved to the right. The pressurized oil level. The hydraulic tank of the cylinder to extend, moving the lever to the left. It's called the cylinder to retract. Lifting cylinders. There are 2 cylinders which are controlled with the blade control lever. The lever is pushed forward and pressurized oil can cause the cylinders to extend the lower blade with the lever to pull back when the cylinders retract the raised blade. Hydraulic tank with the oil reservoir contains the oil used for the machine hydraulic operation. The Ripper hydraulic system. The Ripper control valve is located inside. The valve is located inside the hydraulic tank, connected mechanically to the Ripper control lever. The valve is directed with the flow pressurized oil with the cylinders respond with the movement of the Ripper control lever. The left cylinders. Lift cylinders. The two cylinders on the control with the ripper control lever. The lever is removed. The left strip and pressurized oil become because cylinders extend the lift of the ripper. When the lifter is being moved to the right of the cylinders, retract and lower the ripper. The hydraulic tank oil tank can control ripper movement that is stored with the same hydraulic tank of the machine hydraulic system. Or your winch hydraulic system, the reservoir. The reservoir integral winch for the containment of the oil, which is with lubrication hydraulic control system. The pump is directly off the engine, responsible for the circulation of the oil. But the pump is located under the floor plane for the operation station on the right side. The magnetic stripper oil is pumped to the reservoir, go through the strainer before it ends with the lubrication system. The hydraulic control system. The strainer removes harmful large metallic particles from the oil, which cause them to damage the system. Filter removes smaller harmful particles from the oil, with the oil returned to the reservoir. Control valve. The valve responds to the selector level. When you move the lever, the valve sends it pressurized oil to engage and disengage the clutches, which permit the drum to turn. The gears when turning the drum are powered by the transmission direction. The drum turns is controlled by the moving of which the selector is levered. End of the work package. Chapter 2, Operating Instructions.